want to start with something I saw on social media. Something with you and Marco's fire suits. I guess he fell asleep and you were going to town. What were you guys doing?
Well, me and Hinch had the idea. Marco has an office with all his suit collection, so I told Hinch, let's go try some on, and I think you guys saw the result. But it was a fun night.
Do you annoy the drivers a little too much?
Huh?
Do you think you annoy the drivers too much?
No,
I guess that's just your personality.
We joke with each other a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Marco has done so many pranks with me as well that I think he wasn't mad at all.
Yeah, he earned it. Yeah. So yeah, you come here to Pocono, and you're always a tough guy to predict. You know, you always been one of those guys in your career. What is your mood when you enter Pocono every year?
Well, it's always a huge expectation. I've done really well over the past few years here. This year, especially with when I joined AJ and ABC, they sponsor the race, so it's always a high expectation for me, for sure.
And entering this season, I mean, a lot of people have different expectations. We know how much the team has been through these last few years, how they've been improving here and there. What were your realistic expectations entering this year with AJ?
Expecting to improve the team.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew it was not going to be as quick as we wanted it to be, but we're making it better every time, and that's what we're going to keep doing. And we have a few years ahead of us, and slowly making the team back to where it belongs.
Have you surpassed those expectations, at least at this point?
Nah, I mean, my expectations are always much higher than reality, but that's just me. But I think, we have to be realistic with the timing that we had to fix. We're not going to fix everything in 6 months.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the season, it's 6 months long. So I would say, we're right on track.
Yeah, Indy was one of your best moments this year. You led a lot of laps up there. Do you really see the ovals, or at least here at Pocono? A lot of people have compared it to there. Do you see this as one of your bigger opportunities?
For sure. I think we proved this year that our oval car was much stronger than the street and road courses. So hopefully, this will be a turnaround point for us.
And wherever the performance is, you always seem like a very thankful driver. Just the amount of time you've been able to spend in this series, that's something that hasn't gone away for you. Where do you think you got that character trait that you're always one of the happiest guys in the garage?
Well, I mean, I always put everything in prospect. I think I could be working behind a desk from 9 to 5 and being completely unhappy. I'm very fortunate to do what I love, to still keep doing what I love. Yeah, the end results sometimes, or most of the times, are not what I want it to be, but I enjoy my life, the biggest, for me, the biggest thing was when I lost my dad, and Dad was 42 years old, which I'm 43. I decided I was going to enjoy my life, because you never know how long you're going to spend here. So every day I try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers, when they're at their peak performance, they're young, racing for championships every week, they kind of get stuck in that mindset.
Yeah, but it's easy, right? I mean, I can't put myself in anybody's shoes or try to tell them what to do. But I think the biggest hurt of my life was, when I lost him, but that also was, I turned around to be a positive spin to say, you know what, let me enjoy it, because I don't want to end up like him, that it was gone too soon. So life is full of up and downs, but you gotta be happy, man.
Are you happier now than you have been your whole career?
I'm always being happy. So
always happy.
I have kids. I have a great family. I have a good team that supports me. It's life is good.
Yeah, and you hear all these guys retiring. You just look at that and go, screw that.
I'm not going anywhere. So
yeah.
They can. We'll retire a lot of people before I retire.
Yeah, and obviously AJ, he had the longest career of anybody.
Exactly.
And, at this point in your career, do you think this is he's the perfect type of guy and perfect team to be with at this point in your life?
For sure. I told him when we signed, I'm not going anywhere until he fires me. He says he's not going to fire me, so I guess we'll be both really old and doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, and Fernando was in the news this past week.
Yep.
You got to know him really well at Indy last year, and you said one thing on Twitter, and it was legend. I mean, to me, that really spoke a lot.
Well, he's a big part of motor racing or Valor racing, and I also send him a message saying, man, whatever you do, be happy. Yeah. I think he's in a position to enjoy himself, and I think he had a pretty hard time where he was in the past, so he's looking for new things, and he's a legend, and hopefully he'll be racing with us.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people have been pointing him IndyCar's direction. I spoke to Marco and a couple other guys this week.
They're not going to tell you.
What was that?
They're not going to tell you.
Tell me what?
what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess they don't know, right? But,
yeah, right. Yeah, nobody knows.
But they said, I mean, the series doesn't need him, but as we saw at Indy last year, he has a way of elevating a series, that Alonso effect that they called it. I mean, do you think that could last the whole season, and do you think that he would really be a good fit?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think, it's very unfair to say any series needs a driver, because it's a competition of a lot of drivers, and then they can add to it. And then I think we are strong enough as a series now that it's just adding people is just better. It's a different demographic. He's really popular in Europe. That's going to get the word around the world about IndyCar like he did when he came. So if he makes the decision to come, we're going to welcome him. And, I think it'll be a great addition.
And Graham Rahal told me yesterday how if he comes over here and finishes 6th and 7th every week, that would actually really help the IndyCar regulars, because it shows the European fans. I mean, Alonso came over here, and you got Alexander Rossi and Tony Kanaan are beating him every week. It could really actually help the IndyCar regulars.
Yeah, I think sometimes we're underrated, but I think anybody that underrated us and came and raced here realize how tough it is. So I'm never really was really concerned about what people think about the level of IndyCar, because you can't say that if you don't race against us. So that's we had plenty of example over the years, people that came over and had a hard time. So.
Yeah. And your overall look at the sport, how they went through 2018, it seems like for a lot of areas it was a successful season, a few races left to go. How do you feel that the sport's really looking as we head into the 2019?
I mean, as a series, we're really growing. I think we finally got one TV deal for one broadcast, the entire championship, and I think ABC is a great fit. And they're going to really, really ramp up our popularity on TV. And as far as the series, I think we have a great product. We have great races. We just need to get more out there. And I think the best ways to capture is the new fans. It's on tablets, phones, and TV. So hopefully we're in a climb, and I'm glad that I'm still around.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said it too.
Thank you
for your time. Appreciate it.